Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important example for Angular directive ngClass, where we will see how we can utilize the array for applying the multiple classes to a HTML element. If you remember, in our last session we discussed the same thing, but there we were using the normal string. But here in this session we will utilize the array, and we'll see how we can utilize array in order to make the dynamic CSS for a HTML element using ngClass directive. As I mentioned, like both are very important because it totally depends on your requirement, like where if the project is needing logic where we want to make the dynamic changes, then in that case we should use array, and if you want to just apply multiple classes, then you can go with a then you can simply go with a string as well. Okay, so string part we have already covered in last session, and in this session we will talk about the array part. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to use ngClass directive with array to make the CSS dynamic. Okay. Alright, so I think now agenda is clear. So let's go to app.component.ts file. Here, as usual, we will firstly import the module, and we all know that for ngClass directive we use common module, right? So, and this is mandatory thing, okay, because this without this we will not be able to use anything. So here you just need to write common module. Once you write the common module, it will automatically add this line here in the code, which means that common module is added successfully, and now we are good to use the ngClass directive. As of now, I am just leaving this class blank, but later on we will also declare some variable here. So for now, let's keep it blank, because firstly I will tell you how we are using it with the string, and then we will make the changes for the array. So let's go to app.component.html file. Here one heading is already coming, which is Angular directives demo by Tech Sharmit. So we will add the second heading here, and in this heading we will write ngClass directive with array for applying multiple classes, not multiple, for applying dynamic CSS. Okay, dynamic CSS. So this is our agenda for today's session. Now what we will do to demonstrate this thing, we will add one paragraph here. So let's set the paragraph, and in this paragraph we will write some sample data. So this is just a sample data. This session is for learning the concept of ngClass directive with arrays. Okay, and then we will add one br tag. In br tag we will simply, after br tag we will write one more line. Here we will learn everything. This is just a sample thing, okay, just for the demo purpose. So here we will learn about the here we will learn everything with required examples. Perfect. So this para is ready. Now let's verify the same on output. So ngserve -- open, and it is recommended thing from my end, like whenever you are writing anything, any code, go block by block. Firstly just check if HTML element is working fine, so you can see everything is okay, then you can move for the next part, so that in that case if there is any error, and later on, like if you compile all the things together, then you might take more time in order to find out the actual issue, because right now we know that this part is clear. Okay, alright, so now we will go to app.component.css file. Here we will create two classes, class color where we will set the background color. Let's say I want to apply the background color as yellow. Okay, and the second thing we will create here is class border. Okay, so in class border, or maybe yeah, that is fine. Class border, we will write 5 pixel solid black. Here we should write border first. Okay, then we will write here 5 pixel solid black. Perfect. So these two classes are ready. Now if those who have already covered the last session, they know that in last session we use the string to connect this thing, right? Let me show you how. So let's say if we are using square bracket and ngClass, then here inside this class we will simply use single quotes and we will pass the class like class color space class border. Let's save it and refresh the browser. Okay, let's save the CSS file also and refresh. Perfect. So now you can see we have got this thing which is called the border, and we also got the background color. That means both classes are applied successfully. But this is the thing that we already covered in last session. And here what benefit like when to use this string kind of thing. So whenever you want to apply the multiple classes in a static way, then it is good. You can simply use this approach. But in order to make it dynamic, you should use array approach, that I will show you now. So to make it array approach, you just need to clear this part, create one array here, and in this array we will simply write a class color. Then second thing, class border. Perfect. Now save it. So you will see the output is coming in this very similar way because everything is same, just we replaced it with array. And now to make it dynamic, what you can do, you can simply go to app.component.ts file. Here we will just declare two variables. Let's say is colored. Maybe we can make it as boolean value, and we can store the value as true. Perfect. Okay, and then we will create is bordered, and again we will make a boolean value and assign the value as for now false. Perfect. Okay, now let's go to app.component.ts file. Here what we will not ts, in HTML file, here what we will do, we will check this thing with ternary operator to check to decide what which class we need to apply or which we not need to apply. Okay, so for that purpose we will use ternary operator. If you know about it, then it comes with a question mark. So what you just need to do here is just check for the class. If the class like we will just simply check the variable here is colored, then question mark. If it is colored, then we will apply class color, else we will make it blank. Okay, and for the second one we will check is bordered. If it is bordered, then we will put question mark and apply this class, otherwise we will make it colon and blank. Clear? So this is the entire logic. Now you can see the magic. Here we are getting the background color as yellow, but the border is not applied. Why? Because the value of is bordered is false. If you make it true, you will see border is also coming. Okay, similarly if you change the value here as false and see the output, border is coming but background color is not there. And this is how you can make it dynamic, because now everything is dependent on these variable. If through any logic or through any particular condition you are changing the values of these variable, so in that case it will set the dynamic CSS for you. Now you might be thinking like in which scenario we can use it. So suppose if you are creating a login page and there you want to check if the user entered the wrong credentials, so in that case you want to show every background and everything in a red color and with a message that this is an invalid credential, and if it is valid user, so you want to show some different CSS with proper coloring and everything. Okay, so in such situational condition we will utilize this array concept. So I think now this thing is clear to all of you, like when to use the string part and when to use array part. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.